What is going on, Raptors Nation? It is Luca here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. My day started off great because the Baltimore Ravens won. They're going to the AFC Championship game, but then that Raptors game was pretty brutal as the Raptors get blown out by the New York Knicks. I'm going to talk about it. Please do me a solid, hit a like on the video, everybody, and please subscribe to the channel for more Raptors content just like this. I just dropped a video a couple hours ago about Bruce Brown, so go check that out. I mean, what can I say? This is life in a rebuild, and it's going to be expected. I just want to first start off by saying that. Games like this are to be expected when you have life in a rebuild. There's going to be some good that we see. We saw some of that in the Raptors' loss to the Bulls when Scotty Barnes had a great game. We saw a lot of that when the Raptors absolutely shot the lights out and had a great game in that win against the Heat. But then there's going to be a lot of this. There is going to be a lot of these bad losses and games in which the Raptors simply look overpowered because we know the Raptors, they have chosen this direction. They have ushered in this new era, and it's all about building. It's all about building for future success. It's not about this season, as I said in my last post-game video. It's not about wins and losses at this point. It's about developing the young players on this team. So the Raptors, they got their butts kicked. Make no mistake about that. But, going into this one, obviously, there was the big storyline. RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley making their return to New York. They both got great ovations, which was awesome to see. New York embrace these guys, as they should, because Barrett and Quickley, I mean, two young, talented players, and they have done a lot of good things for the Raptors since coming on over. And then it was weird because, look, I know it's been some weeks since the OG trade, but, man, I still can't get over OG Anunoby in a Knicks jersey. It just looks weird, but that is the reality. I mean, OG is a Knick, and boy, oh boy, guys, the Knicks look like a well-oiled machine with OG. Since making that trade, the Knicks have just elevated their game. OG, he's not going to stuff the stat sheet. He's not going to have a 30-point game, and he's not going to make you be like, oh my goodness, like this guy just had a huge offensive explosion. But he impacts the game in so many ways, and we even saw it in this one. He had Scotty Barnes in hell in a couple of those possessions where he did guard Barnes. OG was a plus 20, and that's what this guy does. He elevates his team. He impacts the game, especially defensively. I mean, his plus minus is on an historical rate right now, and it was good to see OG obviously in this one. I'm still a big OG fan, as you guys know, and I want to see him do well. And he has been doing well with his new team. As you look at the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau relies heavily on his starters. Brunson, talk about another guy who's elevated his game. He's playing like an all-star right now, all-star starter, 38 points. He was unbelievable in this one, 13 of 23 from the field, 5-11 from three. You look at Randall, he had 18. Again, Tibbs playing his starters, big minutes. It's funny, the starters for New York were still in the game, but the Knicks up big with like 4 minutes to go. And then you look at the Raptors, Scotty Barnes had a very, very tough game. I mean, he did not look good offensively in this one. 9 points, 4-14 from the field. Couldn't get it going. 0-3 from three. Barnes is still going to find a way to get his assists and rebounds as he did. 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. He was a minus 15, and Barnes never really got going. And there were a couple of possessions that stood out to me where OG had him, and it was just tough for Barnes to do what he wanted. There was one possession in particular, Barnes wanted ISO on OG, and that did not go to plan. You definitely don't want to call an ISO when OG's guarding you. Barnes quickly learned that. Jonte Porter struggled from the field. He only had 6 points. Gary Trent Jr., 16 points on 6 to 10 shooting. Barrett, in his return to New York, started off strong, finished with 20 points, 8 of 15. Quickley, too. He started off very strong. I thought both these guys came out with the pep in their step as expected, but then quickly cooled off. He finished with 12 points, only took 8 shots in this one. He did have 11 assists, but he did most of his damage in that first half. He was a minus 26. And then it was good to see Grady Dick. I mean, that's going to be one of those silver linings in all of this, guys. And I said this on X. Grady Dick is starting to get consistent minutes, which is great to see. He got 60 minutes tonight, and he finished with 11 points. So, this was honestly the highlight, the bright spot of this Raptors blowout loss. Grady Dick got 16 minutes, finished with 11 points, And he was very efficient. 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 2 rebounds. And, it's good to see Grady Dick get minutes. And I hope he continues to get minutes because there is no reason why the Raptors shouldn't be playing Grady Dick a whole ton during this rebuild, during this developmental era. So it was nice to see Grady Dick get minutes. We did see Noara for the first time. He had 3 points, hit a triple in 4 minutes. But all in all, guys, the Raptors were just simply overpowered by this Knicks team. The Knicks, they shot at 54% from the field, 35% from 3. Raptors struggled from the field, 41%. 32% from 3. They shot it, and then they just got out-rebounded. Like, this was a massacre. It was 61-31. Knicks out-rebounded the Raptors. You're not going to win a game when you get out-rebounded by 30. So the Knicks were all over them in that category. And then the Knicks outscored the Raptors 64-15 points of the paint. Raptors definitely missing Jakob Poeltl in a game like this, who continues to be out. Knicks led by as many as 28. They end up winning this game, obviously, by 26. So this was just a tough one to swallow if you're a Raptors fan. And you know what? The Raptors actually played well in that first half. I don't want to not mention that. Like, this was a game. And, going into that third, Raptors battling hard, knocking on the doorstep. But then the Knicks, they just took over in that third quarter. And then it was all Knicks in the second half. They really pulled away and flexed their muscles as the Raptors had no shot in that second half. And, we did see Precious. I mean, he had a solid game. I kind of had a funny feeling that Precious was going to show up in this one, and he did. He had 18 points, 11 rebounds. He really, really imposed his will on the glass. He was a plus 13. How many times did you see Precious have a plus in the plus-minus category with the Raptors? He was 9 of 10 from the field, man. So Precious literally saved his best game of the season, arguably. This probably is his best game of the season for the Toronto Raptors. And then we did see Malachi. He didn't score, but he came in garbage time. So Raptors lose again. They lose again to the Knicks, 0-3 against the Knicks this season. They lose again against the Atlantic Division, 0-11. So it's going to be a tough sailing, guys. We know it's not about the season for the Toronto Raptors. And I really think this team needs to look towards having a full-on fire sale. And this is something I shared on X as well. Go follow me on there, @LukeRosano3. See what you can get for Bruce Brown. Get that first-round pick ASAP, because Bruce Brown, obviously, he's not a long-term fit here. See what you can get for Dennis Schroeder. See what you can get for Gary Trent Jr. See what you can get for a Chris Boucher. The Raptors, there's still some time until the trade deadline, which is the good part about doing these deals early. So the Raptors really need to exhaust all options and really just rip the Band-Aid off this thing and blow it up. So, I mean, they've already done the heavy moves. I think they got to now just, fine-tune it and try to get just future value for these veterans on their team who could be big pieces on contending teams. So the Raptors, they lose this one. They're going to be taking on the Grizzlies on Monday, and that's actually going to be an interesting one. Why, you ask? Because Raptors and Grizzlies, they are battling for that 6th worst record right now. And if the Raptors lose that game, they would have sole possession of the 6th worst record in the NBA. And obviously with a 50-50 shot of keeping their 2024 first-round pick, because it is top 6 protected. So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But that is it for me, guys, in this one. Drop a like, subscribe on your way out. It is Lucas signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe.